kinky. No Time to Explain from indie developer Tiny Build is a 2D side-scroller with a penchant for the hilarious and the difficulty of games of yesteryear. So will this game be a side-splitting good time, or will— What the— I'm you from the future! This game's really good, but—
I am you from the future. There's no time to explain. Follow me to— Oh, Christ! Ah! I'm so much pain! Oh, God!
In No Time to Explain, you play as this dude, who is repeatedly visited by future versions of himself in order to warn him about the horrific events coming his way. It's full of time paradoxes, tentacle sharks, crabs, spaceships, and hilarious one-liners like—
My ribs are in my eyes! They're in my eyes!
At the core of the game's mechanics, it is a platformer, but depending on which version of yourself you are and what weapon you're equipped with, you can launch and propel yourself around the environment in various ways, your goal being to reach the time portal at the end of the level, and if you so choose, collect some of these silly hats. As the game progresses, the story becomes more and more ridiculous and simultaneously more and more hilarious. The humor in the cutscenes is very rewarding for completing the levels, and while some of them are easy, others are extremely challenging, and if your goal is to collect all of the hats, then doing so in some cases seems downright impossible. The voice acting in the game is phenomenally funny and well done, and the music is great as well. I will say though, the music can become pretty monotonous when you get stuck on a level and hear the same loop over and over again. The gameplay in general is extremely fun and the humor is absolutely hysterical, but one area of the game that I had problems with was the difficulty. While the difficulty of the actual level seemed pretty appropriate, the boss fights were all incredibly easy. In fact, in most cases, especially at first, there wasn't much of a punishment at all for dying during a boss fight. You'd simply continue from where you left off before as if you hadn't gotten hit. That being said, if you had to start over every time you died, it would probably be too difficult, but part of me wishes that they'd been able to find some sort of middle ground. For $10, the game will last you somewhere around 3 hours if you play straight through, and if you're trying to collect every hat, well, it will take you way longer than that. No Time to Explain is a game that will amuse you for the time that you have with it and even offer a decent challenge for gamers that are used to the difficulty of old-style platformers. While the game can become a bit monotonous at times and it's a little bit short, the humor is more than enough to make up for these annoyances and make this game worth it. If you don't buy it for yourself, play it at a friend's place. I give No Time to Explain 8.5 future U's out of 10. For more reviews and— I'm you from the future! There's no time to—